This is Michael McGowan, and this is my lesson assignment. So, the lesson content will be striking with paddles. Um, some important vocab and terms to know are forehand, swinging with the same side as your dominant hand, backhand, swinging from across your body to the side of your dominant hand, and force, how hard or soft you decide to strike in this case. Learning targets. New York State Learning Standards. It covers New York Learning Standard 1. It demonstrates competency in a variety of motor skills and movement patterns. And for the SHAPE physical education standards, it's similar. A physically literate individual demonstrates competency in a variety of motor skills and movement patterns. For the psychomotor motor objective, um, I can demonstrate how to correctly hit a ball with a front hand, and then the cues are listed: flat paddle, stiff wrist, opposite foot, and backhand. Flat paddle, stiff wrist, same foot, consistently during practice time. The cognitive objective, I can explain how to correctly use a paddle, hand holding racket, firm arm, tight grip to keep the ball. Second cognitive objective, I can determine the difference between some types of strikes, forehand, backhand, correctly on an exit slip. For the effective objective, I can exhibit appropriate and safe behaviors, control equipment, careful around others with equipment, and during activities throughout practice time. Universal design will include different weighted rackets for students who may not be as strong, and teaching by invitation, so adding challenges or making it more appealing to the students. For the lesson sequence, I'm going to meet the students at the door. I'm going to lead them into their spots. They're going to do an instant activity called tower tag, which I'll explain in a little bit. I'll then inform them on the main tasks. They will then do the main tasks, and then we'll close it out with some closure. The instant activity, tower tag. This is basically a game of normal tag with 3 taggers. When you get tagged, you stand there with your arms up, and you get back in when someone crawls underneath your legs. I'm going to choose the taggers. I'm going to pick 3 random students, and then when I say go, they may begin. Task 1 and 2, balloon keep up. Keep the balloon in the air while staying in one spot. Place a foot on a poly spot without moving. Try counting how many hits you can manage. Focus on using both forehand and backhand hits, so the cues from before. Station 2, with a partner, hit the balloon back and forth while staying on your own poly spot. The spots are 5 to 10 feet apart. Hit the balloon harder than in Station 1. Count how many times you can hit it to achieve, count how many hits you can achieve. Give others feedback on your technique. Task 3 and refinements. Station 3 is group balloon control. Form your group at the designated station. Stay within the cone border. Work together to keep 2 balloons in the air and within the boundary. Move around within the border. Practice both backhand and forehand hits. Optionally keep track of how long you can keep both balloons aloft using the provided stopwatch. So the optional task there with keeping it up is a challenge. Some cues and refinements. Forehand stroke. Hold mostly behind the paddle. Step with opposition. Swing high to low. Hit the ball as it's dropping. Backhand stroke. Hit below the waist. The head of the racket needs to be below the racket handle before it touches the project. Both feet on the ground. And then application task is see how many times you can keep the balloon up, as I said before. Organization of tasks. Always prioritize safety and ensure that you stand a safe distance away from the action when not hitting the ball. When hitting the ball, be mindful of your partner's position and avoiding aiming for their face or body. Use the correct techniques when hitting the ball and avoid swinging the paddle too forcefully. Make sure the swing rolls after a few rounds to ensure that everyone has a chance to hit the ball and catch the ball. If the ball goes outside of the designated area, retrieve it immediately and bring it back to the game. Student reflection and closure. Students will be given an exit slip with a question about what they learned and what they liked about the lesson. And then closure will include asking about some cues, asking if they had fun, and then telling them just thank you, see you next class. Use of tech in the classroom will include a projector with instructions and GIFs for the students to see anything they might have missed or proper cues they can use in the um, during the tasks. And that's all I have. Thank you.